Did you know that most olive oil that's sold in the United States in the supermarkets is fake? Or it's not up to standard when it's called extra virgin olive oil? Yeah, that's right. A little more than two-thirds of it. Actually, they found about 69% of all store-bought extra virgin olive oil is not up to standard. It was actually tested at the University of California Davis Olive Center, found that, 69% of all store-bought extra virgin olive oil in the U.S. is fake. And they gave a bunch of brand names. I don't want to say what they are because, I don't know how this deal goes, man, because they'll start saying, yeah. But anyway, the ones that basically meet the extra virgin olive oil standards are California Olive Ranch, Kirkland Organic, Lucero, and McAvoy Ranch Organic, like it says organic on the end of it, and Corto Olive, which is Corto. So that's a some of that do. But, one thing you can tell, though, now, it's kind of hard to tell by the color, but anything that says light olive oil, avoid it. And they're saying light calories or something like that. Hey, olive oil is olive oil. It's no such thing as light. That's usually a big tip-off, especially if it looks too yellowish in color. And if it says light, forget about it. Now, the other deal is, that's olive oil right here, greenish color. Most of it, you notice, is more like yellow. And I guess maybe some of it really could be yellow, but generally speaking, what they're mixing in there is a lot of other stuff. It's, it could be soy oil. It could be GMO soy oil. It could be anything. Or it could be olive oil not up to standard, but usually it's mixed. And it's almost like taking coins and, putting other metals in them, right? And calling it silver or gold. Same type of thing. Olive oil has been a very important commodity for the last 2,000-3,000 years or more. And it's known for many health and medicinal benefits. Now, if you're wondering why sometimes olive oil doesn't work so super good, and they're telling you it's got all these curative properties and it doesn't work that good, maybe it's because you're not getting a real McCoy. So, it takes a long time. There's more painstaking and process involved in harvesting olive oil, especially extra virgin olive oil. They're mixing in, they're lacing it with stuff, soy oil, corn oil. It's basically you want to avoid any light oil olive oil, no matter what. And to tell you the truth, most of the time, the stuff that's coming from the United States, you're better off. The stuff that's getting imported, what's going on. That's a fact, Jack. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know if that's going to be a very popular thing to say, but, it's another one of those deals, I know, like Americans seem, actually, the more money you make in America, the more you seem to want to buy things from other lands, because it's exotic. But, you're not actually supporting the people in the United States. But, olive oil has been noted for, beautifying the skin, anti-aging, medicinal value, even ozonated olive oil. There's heavily ozonated olive oil. There's light ozonated olive oil, like you can use an ozone machine. It's one of the more popular oils to do that with. Actually, that's of all ozonated oils, olive oil is probably one. That's another subject, actually, probably another video. And actually, I have videos out on ozonating oils, but that's another usage actually where you could take olive oil and even make it more powerful, even as something else. But most of the time, when you're buying stuff in the supermarket, you're not getting a real McCoy, and a lot of them that have some of the fanciest labels on them, some of the biggest brand names, they don't live up to standards at all. They can have anything in them. Soy, corn oil, hazelnut oil. It's maybe not even any olive oil in some cases. So let me put it this way. You're paying big bucks for what? That's why they do it. That's why they do it. They could pass off, hey, boost up the profit margin. Pretty much you can kind of figure, but just the cost alone isn't going to tell you what's going on. But basically, what you really got to look for is organic, also grown in California is another good tip off too, because it's not going through too many different hands. Because sometimes you look at these bottles of olive oil, product may be from this country, this country, a combination of those countries. How the hell do you know what's in there? If it's coming from California, I'm not plugging California, but I swear, you wonder what's going on with the GDP in the United States, and just to plug away at something else, and you're saying, why is that? Like, well, this is another thing you ought to be buying in the U.S. is olive oil, supporting our own industry with Mexican migrant workers or something. I don't know, maybe. But, if you're not getting a real McCoy, it isn't doing you the good that it's claimed to do. Olive oil has some serious miracle medicinal benefits, loads of them. I mean, you could just rattle off everything under the sun practically. But it's got to be the real McCoy, and you're talking extra virgin olive oil. And like I said, some of the fanciest brands out there. That's why I want to mention this stuff on this video. But some of the fanciest brands out there with the fancy labels and the big buck names, and they're being imported and blah blah blah. They're not. You're not getting. You're getting partly the real McCoy. Some cases you're not even getting anything that's olive oil practically, because it's worth their while to not put the real McCoy in there. And usually olive oil will be greener, like this bottle right here. This is greener. And, if your bottle is more yellow, it's a good indication it's not olive oil, especially if the label says light. A lot of people buy things, they say light. Oh, I got to have light. Anyway, you want the real thing. So anyway, just want to tell you that most olive oil is real olive oil. Hopefully this is going to be somewhat of a useful video, because I don't want to go mention the name brands and stuff, but you got to really look for made in California, organic. Made in California, organic, and then you got the real McCoy for sure. It's worth it to buy the right stuff, because if it's got soy in it, that's usually what they'll put in there. They'll lace it with. Almost guaranteed it's got genetically modified soy, because most soy today is genetically modified. So here you're trying to get something really healthful, and guess what you're getting? You're getting something that's really unhealthful. The exact opposite. So why not just buy soy for $1, or less, right? If you're going to do that, right? So anyway, I just want to put this out real quick. I just don't want to get into exactly who's doing what and all this other type of stuff, because, well, me being from the East Coast of New Jersey, I kind of have an idea. So I'll just leave you with that. So better off buying made in the USA olive oil direct from California, that's stamped with, the organic stamp. And, hopefully the U.S. Department of Agriculture is watching over this deal, because I know a lot of times people think the U.S. is corrupt, but, there's a lot of other places in the world that are corrupt. And, I'm going to tell you this. If the bottle of olive oil doesn't look right, or it says light, and the other thing is, if it says imported, could be from all these different countries, I'd avoid that, because that's telling me they probably don't have very good control. They're looking for what's the cheapest stuff I can buy, and then they all mix it together, and you don't know what you're getting. So, I know somebody's going to refute this video and say, how do you know? But it's true, and unfortunately, people think they're getting something that could be very helpful for them, and they might be getting something that's laced with a lot of genetically modified soy. So made in California, organically grown, that's your safest bet, and also a more greenish color than a yellow color. That should be good.